quality, crafted by us, where ideas become reality. Crafted by us, just grab this opportunity in this community. Crafted by us, yeah, in this community. Crafted by us.
Hi, welcome to the 6th installment of our 12 Days of Christmas series that we are doing at Crafted by Us. Today I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of gloves using sweaters. The first kind is like this one, and it's a little to no sewing effort, and then this one is we're going to be using a sewing machine. So for our first glove, what I've gone and done is gotten an old sweater here, and this is one of those sweaters that somebody washed in hot water or something when they shouldn't, and it shrunk, and it's not really functional to wear, but it's great stretchy wool. So this is why I'm using this. So basically what I did is I measured how far down I wanted it, and I'm just going to use this one as a guide since I've already made this one. So they're kind of similar. Now the great thing about using this wool like this is it doesn't fray. I mean, the little ends come off a little bit here and there, but I mean, you don't have to sew it to make it edge finished. Alright, so I have that. And now, before I put this elastic part in, I want to make my flower, or my decoration. And for that, I've just grabbed a scrap of wool, and then I need to grab, I have another scrap of wool I need to get. The next thing we want to do is make this circle decoration like this. And I've got, both of these already have them, so let me just show you how I made it. Basically what I did is I just cut this in a circle. And if you're not comfortable, cutting it freestyle like this, you could trace something. Shot glass would work actually really well, different size shot glasses, and make a circle. But I think you can do it, okay? So make that one, and then let's make a smaller one. So I threaded this, and now what I'm going to do is just come up from the back here, right through the middle, and then put one end through one part of the button and then the other through the other part. Go back through the middle, like this. And the reason I like this thread, this embroidery floss in particular, is because it's really sturdy, okay? So, I'm just going to tie this in a knot. Like this. Make it nice and secure. And then I'm also going to just run a couple stitches in the back here, just to kind of make sure it's really anchored nicely. And then, once I've done this, these anchor stitches like this, then you would want to, I've already done it on my gloves, sorry, but see these anchor stitches like this, you just do two here. Let's trim this up, because you're not going to see that. And then if I were adding it to my glove, I would just put it where I wanted it, and then run it through the back here, and run some anchor stitches through this and this piece here, just to hold it nice and sturdy. Okay, so once you've got your flowers made, we need to put a little bit of elastic in here. I'm going to go ahead and trim this. I'm going to leave that there. And I'm using this elastic thread that I happen to have, and it kind of matches, so that's nice. The reason I'm using elastic thread is because this is a bit wider than my wrist, and I didn't want it to be loose. At the same time, I didn't want to have to get my sewing machine out for this particular project and sew this. So this is what I came up with. Now what we need to do is we're going to be just running, we're I'm using 2 strands because this is thin and older stuff. So we're just going to be doing a running stitch about an inch and a half across the bottom. And I'm going to do little stitches that show through on the front, and then the big remainder will be on the inside, and you're not going to see it. So here I'm just starting about, I'm going to say inch and a half up. I'm grabbing just a little bit of my fabric, and I'm going to pull this through. I'm going to leave this tail here so I can tie it at the end. And then I'm doing a little bit of a running stitch, but I'm going probably half an inch, 3/4 of an inch before I just pick up a little of the fabric and then pull it through. Okay, and I'm just going to continue on this way until I get to the end. So I've sewn all the way around, and then now what I want to do is just gather this up, and I'm just pulling it tight because it's going to stretch a bit, and I'm just gathering it and gathering it a bit more, and then what I'm going to do is it has a bit of a stretch to it, and I'm going to go ahead and tie this. I think I want it to be a bit more. Tie this in a knot a couple times. Let's do one more time. And then trim my elastic off. Okay? And now I can distribute this gathering just a bit. See, it's stretchy. We need a spot for our thumb. And so I like, this one already has a hole cut into it, and you can see it's folded in half, and then I put the hole a little bit in front of the half. That's for my left hand because my left thumb comes down a bit. Well, everybody's thumb does. And then this one goes this way, so it's not exactly in the middle. If you put it in the middle, then these are more interchangeable. If you don't, then this is going to be strictly for the left hand and this one for the right. So I'm just looking, and it's about an inch and a half down from the top. And so basically what I'm going to do is just fold my fabric down, and here's how I like to do it. Make a little slit, okay? This is the scary part because you're all done and now you're cutting it. So I have a little slit like this. This is not big enough for my thumb, but what I can do is put my thumb in here, put the glove on, and feel how it fits me, and then either cut the slit a little bit more up top or a little bit more down low. In this case, I need to cut it a little bit more going towards the bottom, like that. Now, when I put this on, it's perfect, okay? Okay, so now we're going to move from making gloves with sweaters and a needle to making gloves with sweaters with a sewing machine. We're going to be making gloves like these with the seams on the outside. Now this is really an easy thing to do. What we need to do first is make 2 rectangle pieces of fabric. And to do that, and to see how big I want it, I just kind of wrap this around my hand and see. All right, so I might be able to get 2 strips out of this. So, when I'm cutting my fabric, I'm just cutting 2 pieces of fabric that are the same size, because I need it to be the same on each side, right, on each glove. So what I've gone and done is found some scraps of sweater that coordinate, and then we're going to sew these strips to other pieces of fabric. Alright, so I'm going to make 2 piles here, 1 for each glove. This is not going to be long enough for anything. Now I have this, and I need to cut out a few of these. Let me see. It's close, right? Let's try over here. That's not quite long enough. We'll do this. Okay. have all my pieces cut. Now I just need to sew them. I'm going to sew this piece to here, and then this piece to here. I'm just using the width of my presser foot. There's no exact science to this, just however you want, because once we sew this together, we're going to trim the seams. And now that I have this is going to be the part that you see. I want to trim this, let me hold it that side. I'm going to trim this as fairly close to the seam because I want it to stick up for decoration, but not to be in the way, okay? And so I'm going to fold this together, and I'm going to sew this so that the seam that runs along the side will be on the inside of my glove. Now, what I've found is I like to have the top a bit wider than the bottom because my hand is wider than my wrist. I'm going to start my seam just like I did those other ones on the edge here, and then I'm going to work in a straight line down so that at the end it's about 1/2 inch in. Alright, so can you see what I'm talking about? How my seam started here and then it worked its way down there. Now what I want to do is trim this off. Let's flip this out. Okay, and there is the basic shape of our glove. And what I'm going to do is, this is my top part. So like I did with the other glove, I want the seam to be right here. So I'm just going to stick my hand in here like this and kind of get an idea of where I want the hole. So I know the middle's right there. I'm eyeballing it. And then I'm cutting a little slit with my scissors. Okay. And then I'm going to put my hand in here and see how it fits. There. Pretty cool.
Crafted by us, a show with commonality. Crafted by us, where ideas become reality. Crafted by us, just grab this opportunity. In this community, crafted by us. Yeah, in this community, crafted by us.